Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whichever way ya doth come. I don't know if I used that word right. Today I am doing a very exciting writing tag. I was tagged by Brooke from bytheBrooke, one of my all-time favorite AuthorTube channels, and she tagged me in one of her original, wait, hold on. Her and Destiny, hold on, I can't pronounce her last name. I think Brooke says that at the beginning of her video. I'm so prepared.
I have been so excited to finally go ahead and do this, and I am doing a tag with Destiny Murtaugh. Destiny Murtaugh. I have...
Okay, so Brooke doesn't know how to say it either. Either Murtaugh or Murtaugh. I think it's Murtaugh. And which brings me to a tangent. A lot of people don't know how to say my last name, which is so funny to me because I feel like my last name is pretty easy to pronounce. Most people get it right. However, when I get married in a couple of years, my new last name is going to be impossible to pronounce. And I would say my last name here to tell you the official pronunciation, but I just think it's really hilarious listening to people try and say it, so I'm just not gonna tell you. Anyway, today I've been tagged in a super exciting and original writing tag, and that's the Titanic writing tag. I love the movie Titanic. I mean, is there anyone who doesn't? It's so good. I have a confession to make. Even though I am a child of the 90s, I did not see Titanic until 2012? Whenever the anniversary of the Titanic sinking, not a word. But, so I didn't see it until, for those of you who remember, it was put back in theaters. That is when I saw the Titanic for the first time. I believe I saw snippets of it when it came out on VHS, and it was, you know, in like 4 separate VHS tapes because it was so freaking long. And I loved it, and I made the mistake of seeing it in 3D. And let me tell you, that sinking scene where the lights are flashing should not be in 3D. I swear to God, I almost passed out. It was a lot. I saw everybody taking off their 3D glasses. It was crazy. Also, fun fact about this movie, is this sharing too much? I don't know. I feel like sharing. This movie, not joking, is what made me realize that I needed to break up with my ex-boyfriend, because this is gonna sound sad. I saw it with my ex, and I remembered watching it and feeling super depressed, not because of what was happening, but because I realized that I felt more passion and emotion and love. I felt the love between these two characters who were not real than I ever felt about the guy I was with. Is that a weird confession? It made me see the light. It made me realize the importance of broadening your horizon, listening to stories of love, because it helped me see, like, maybe this isn't the real deal. But because of that, we broke up shortly after. Because of that, I have so much profound respect for the Titanic, because, you know, if we hadn't broken up, my life would have been totally different, and I'm very grateful for where I am now. Maybe I'll cut that out. I don't think I'll cut it out. I like that I shared that. It's kind of embarrassing. I hope he doesn't watch these videos. I don't think he does. Okay. Moving on from this awkward oversharing segment. I get this from my mom. My mom is a chronic oversharer, and it's me too, apparently. So using my own current work in progress, I'm going to answer these Titanic-based questions. They are super fun. Check them out below so you can see what kind of questions I'll be answering. You know, I'll just say it now, I tag everybody. Okay, question number 1. Rose. Describe what makes your main protagonist internally strong. So my story has more than one protagonist. However, I'm going to go with Anna because I've talked about her before, and she is the first character that comes to mind when I think of my book. I think what makes Anna the strongest, she's not the most emotionally strong. She has let her past really affect her in a lot of negative ways. However, she endures. She doesn't stop fighting, she doesn't stop trying, she doesn't stop searching. Even when she has, it seems, nothing left to fight for, she keeps going. And a lot of that has to do with her feeling as though she is responsible. Being a guardian of a skull herself, she feels responsible to find the missing skull, but I think that just goes to show that you never know how strong you are until you feel you don't have a choice, and that's really what she represents. Question 2. It's been 84 years. I think we all try and read that in her voice. Does your book have any flashback scenes? If not, what are some examples you reference from your character's past? Does my book have flashback scenes? There are a lot, I haven't decided. So, without getting into too many specifics, I believe it is going to have serious flashback scenes. There is a lot of references to the past, a lot of like characters telling a story from the past, from their own past, from others' past. Archaeology is a huge component in this story. I love archaeology. I studied it. By that I mean took one class about it in college. And so I really wanted to incorporate that interest of mine in this story, and so there is a lot of reflecting back on the past. I do think I'm going to include actual flashback scenes. I haven't decided. I'll keep you posted. Number 3, Jack. What makes your main love interest so lovable? I've confessed this before, but I actually don't have a love interest. That's not true. That's not really true. There are a lot of flashback moments, references to storylines in the past, and those incorporate love stories. So there's a one character that comes to mind that's strongly love interest in a flashback, so I'll reference him. What makes him so lovable? He's kind. And I think that's a trait that is so overrated for being a most lovable trait. But I tell Zach, my fiance, all the time, the thing I love about him most is how kind he is, how genuinely kind. And I think true kindness, pure kindness is so rare. And so I really wanted to reflect that with my love interest, and that he's just a genuinely kind person, and wicked cute too, let's be real. Number 4, I'm king of the world, which is, by the way, what I was trying to do in that thumbnail you just saw. You were probably like, Haley, what the heck are you doing? I was doing the thing. What line, scene from your book could people easily quote, talk about after reading it? It's hard as an author to pick one of your own quotes that you think should be quotable, because it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that's something that the reader gets to decide what's the best quote. However, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, so I'm going to read the first 2 sentences from my story, as of right now, how it stands, because I think they're kind of cool. Probably shouldn't have mentioned the X story, should I? That was too far, Haley. I'll put it up here so it doesn't look like I'm staring down at my crotch. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but I feel you have a right to know. We all do. Oh. That's genius. Just trying a little false confidence. No. Anyway, yeah, that's my opening right now. I like it. Number 5, my heart will go on. Do you have a forbidden romance in your book? If it's not forbidden, what obstacles must the characters overcome to stay together? I do. So another element of my story is actually the Underground Railroad. I know, probably sounds a little random, but so there is a love story, and this isn't really a spoiler because I kind of talk about it in the first chapter, but there's a love story between a white man and a black woman, and they fall in love, and basically, well, you'll have to see what happens, but yes, very much a forbidden romance in that time. And it also takes place in South Carolina or Georgia. I haven't decided which state yet. I think I'm gonna go with South Carolina. Number 6, the heart of the ocean. Do you have a MacGuffin in your story, which is the necklace that everybody wants? The beautiful sapphire necklace, I believe it's sapphire. An object / item the characters seem to want or care about. So in Titanic, everybody wants this necklace. It's very valuable. It's kind of a symbol in the movie. It's not the focal point. Yeah, that's kind of like what my whole story is about. The Guardians of the Skulls. Everybody wants these crystal skulls, and the especially greedy people in the world want them all, or at least a lot of them, because they each have their own power. Whew. Which, if you are tuning in for the first time, my story is based on the legend of the crystal skulls. No, it's not just an Indiana Jones movie. It is a real legend. That's very interesting. Number 7, paint me like one of your French girls. Is there a scene in your book that you'll be embarrassed when your family reads it? I don't think so. You know, originally, and I think I'm still leaning this way, my story is a young adult focused story. So there really aren't any scandalous scenes. I would say the more emotionally driven ones, where especially I write about heartbreak and if a character is especially emotional, I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed by it, but I don't know. It's like real deep. I don't know. I would say for this story, I don't really have any embarrassing scenes. Number 8, the iceberg. How do you spot plot holes or icebergs in your story, and what steps do you take to fix them? So I tried to take steps to prevent them, which was outlining, but inevitably I still had some plot holes. The biggest thing I did to fix them was to just reread my story after taking a hiatus from it for a while, and that way they stand out more if you realize, like, you introduce, like, a character just shows up and you realize you never introduced them, or a character disappears and you realize you never said where they went, or you introduce an element of the plot before you meant to, blah, blah, blah. In that case, I just kind of highlight it and make a note in my notebook that I have to go back and fix it. One thing I've thought of doing too is to, whenever I introduce an element of foreshadowing, I highlight it to make sure that I closed that foreshadowing or that reference and explained it later. I'm still drafting. I'm on my second draft. No, so I'm not drafting. I'm on my second draft, so this is something I'm dealing with now. And basically, how do I spot them easily? How do I deal with them emotionally hard? I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. Number 9, sinking of the ship. Characters from your book that could be shipped with other book characters. The only one that really kind of comes to mind, and it's so random, I don't think I've even talked about this character, but probably Ben. So Ben is he's also a guardian. He is the guardian of the eye, which is the crystal skull of knowledge. So Ben has access to much knowledge, to put it lightly. I can see him being really enthralled. For some reason, the first character that came to mind was Luna Lovegood, who, you know, is just so believing and just so open to so many possibilities of the world. Whereas Ben, who has access to how a lot of the things work, I think he would be really attracted to that sort of mentality. Yeah, because a lot of people think that somebody who knows everything would want someone more logical, but I think Ben often is frustrated by the fact that people are so convinced, so set in their ways, that sometimes they aren't open to what the actual truth is. And I think that he just would really like somebody who's more open-minded. I don't know, I've never thought about this, like shipping my characters with other characters, so I really don't know. I can see my characters being friends with other characters really easily. Like, I think all the time how Jess, one of my characters, would be best friends with Joe Hardy from the Hardy Boys series, just because they're so much alike. Yes, I think he's probably loosely based on him. But as far as dating, I don't know. They all got other things that they're focusing on. They're not focusing on dating, so I haven't really explored that side of their humanity, what they're attracted to. Maybe that's something I should work on. Good question. I'll work on this. Okay, last question. And I'll wrap this up because I talk too much. I'll never let go, Jack. It's just I'll never let go. Is there a character you've written that it would be the hardest for you to kill off if you had to? Yes, only because I actually did try to kill off a character. I had outlined that this character was going to die, and when I went to write it, I could not do it. I'm not gonna give anything away, but it just was so funny to me. Like, I didn't think I was that attached. I didn't think I would have a problem with it. I had killed other characters up until that point, and something about this character, I guess just I realized as I was writing the story, I was really rooting for them, and I was really, I don't know, but just I killed them off. I actually wrote it that they died, and then I just was so heartbroken I didn't even want to finish writing the chapter. And so you know what I did? I just decided not to kill them, and I rewrote it. Like, I actually did that, and maybe it would be stronger if they actually died, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I had grown way too attached to them, and yeah, they didn't die. Oops. Okay, that was so much fun. I loved those kind of like special theme tags. I think they're super fun to do, and it's a really great way also I have to say, as a writer, to think of your story in a different way like this, like these questions evoked a lot of thoughts that I hadn't thought about, such as what kind of person my characters would be romantically interested in. Like, just because I haven't written a romance subplot for them doesn't mean that they don't have attractions, and like that's just another way to get to know my characters. So I love these kind of theme tags. I always learn something new about my story. And that's why I highly recommend that you guys participate in this as well. Thank you so much, Brooke, for tagging me, and thank you to you and Destiny for creating this amazing tag. Please do more. I think this was so fun. I would do more. And like I said, I tag all of y'all. All right, that's it. Before I share more personal information about my life, Mona's like, Haley, shut up. You guys say you like it that I'm personal, but it's gonna get too real unless we set some boundaries. All right, I'll see you guys later in my next video. And I know I owe you guys a couple actually, because I only uploaded one last week. Oops, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Okay, bye. Oh, also, I wanted to give a quick update just because I had mentioned it. Maybe I'll talk more about this in my spring goals update, but I just couldn't wait to share. I got into a summer writing class. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I just want to share that with you guys. I'm so excited. I start at the end of June. So this summer just got a lot more crazy. I officially got in. I'm so excited. I'm so scared, but I'm so excited. Okay, bye.